Hey guys, welcome. I'm Dee Dee Potts, and I want to teach a series of exercises that we can do when your upper body isn't feeling so great, right? You can train another portion of your body when one part of your body is not feeling so great. Maybe you strained something in your workout, or you have a little shoulder issue, or in my case, I did a little too much twisting one day, and I'm nursing. I have a little pain in my oblique side over here, my rib, and it's very sensitive. So I'm going to focus on a low body workout, and I hope you join me using the magic circle. So you want to position yourself down on the mat and put the circle a little above your knees in a nice spot where it's not going to fly away on you. And arrange your back and your neck nicely on the mat, your feet planted firmly on the mat, and your arms really reaching long by your sides, so you feel all the bony parts of your back of your body, your feet, your hips, your shoulders, your head, and just take a moment and breathe. Let's do 3 good cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and again. One more time. So that exhale breath lets everything connect. Your shoulders, your core, and your core being those deep abdominal muscles that kind of just reach away from the front of your shirt. The sides of your body nice and long, and I mean lengthwise this way, as well as reaching down into the mat without pressing the low back. We still have a little space underneath the low back. So now that we're arranged, let's use this circle. And on your inhale breath, give the circle a little bit of a press and release on the exhale breath. Inhale, press and release. Inhale, press, feeling those inner thighs, and release. And again. Continue for 5 more. Feeling those upper inner thighs. Get a little bit of love. And I think that was 5 more, right? I'll just do 1 for good measure here. And release. Moving into bridging, we will squeeze on this circle and begin to lift the hips up, engaging the backside, coming right across your shoulder blades. Exhale, roll down through the spine bone by bone and release the circle. Inhale, press the circle, lift the tailbone up from the bottom up to top of your shoulders, moving through the rib cage. And exhale, soften through the top of your chest and roll your spine down. We don't have to be in a hurry. What we want to be is aware of our body in space, the symmetry of the body, press, lift, the evenness throughout the shoulders, the hips, and coming down. And sometimes in bridging, you feel the hamstrings a little bit more and you get cramps in there. Try to isolate the glute muscles a little bit more. So engaging the buttock muscles as you're lifting, pressing them up, and then softening your chest, feeling your spine articulate on the way back down. All right, let's do a few more. Inhale, press on the circle, lift. Maybe pause at the top, feel those glute muscles, and then exhale, roll down through your spine. And we'll do 1 more. Inhale, press on the circle, lift. Now we'll pause here at the top, and we're going to press on the circle, press and release, press and release, press and release. My ribs are soft, pulling away from my shirt. My inner thighs are engaged, so I'm really feeling that reach or press of the circle from the very top of my inner thighs, but then rather than at my knees right? And press, hold. Now with the circle squeeze, we're going to lift the hips up a little bit and down a little bit. Up a little bit, down a little bit. Up and down, up and down, really isolating the gluteal muscles. Just a few more. Feels good. Feels like something's happening. And holding at the top, give me a peak contraction, the peaking at the top, and then let's soften and roll down through the spine. Whew, that was something. Okay, good. Now we're going to transfer the circle to the outsides of the knees, and you want to kind of get it right on the outsides of your knees in a comfortable spot on those little pads on your circle. So working a little bit more of the abductors, the outsides of your hips. Again, arrange your body long through the neck, even through the shoulders, even through the hips. And we press out on the circle and release. Press out. When you're doing this, you're focusing on the sides of your hips right here, doing that pressing out. You want to feel it there first rather than right at your knees. Three more. 2 and 1. Good. Starting to feel those outer hips. I'm going to adjust my circle just a little bit here. Okay. Now we press out on this circle, and again we lift the hips. Oh, that's a whole different feeling there. And then come on down. Relax. Press out on this circle, lift the hips. Ooh, feeling those glutes. And roll down. And press out on the circle, lift the hips, and articulate the spine down. Again, press out, check in with your shoulders, and articulate down. I'm going to do about 5 more. Press out, lift, articulate down, and press out, lift, articulate down. 2 more times. You can do it. Press out, lift, articulate down. And 1 more. Press out, lift, articulate down. Now we press out, we lift, and we hold. Now we press out on this circle, little presses out, really isolating those muscles right here, feeling them working, feeling the ribs soften. And 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and peak contraction, and we pulse the glutes up 1, up 2. As you're pressing out on your circle, yes, 5, don't forget that, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Good. We articulate the spine down all the way. Ah, wonderful. Take that circle out, just put it to the side, open your feet a little wider, and let's just move the knees to one side, come up, and let the knees float to the other side. Feels good in the hip when you do that. Just a little internal rotation of the top leg, a little external rotation of the bottom leg. We kind of want our hips to be doing both of those things. Good. All right, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh and pull that bottom thigh to your chest. Just stretch the hip on that side, the piriformis. Call this a figure 4 stretch. Feels nice. And any way you can get into that stretch, maybe your leg is a little bit higher than mine, and maybe you can just cross it there. But we're all in different stages in our bodies, right? We've done things to our bodies throughout the years. So just kind of feel where it gives you a nice little stretch and feel like it's doing something, right? And you cross the other leg over and pull that bottom thigh in and just stretch there. Good. And then we'll bring that foot down and we'll place both feet on the mat. Now let's roll over to one side. So roll over into one side. And you can do this a couple of different ways. You can prop yourself up on your forearm, which I like to do. If your neck is very sensitive, you could lie down on your upper arm this way. So your choice, however you'd like to do it. I like to prop myself up on my forearm, plus I like to see what's going on out there. So take your circle, put it between the knees again, just like so, okay? And keep your heels together. So we're doing a little bit of like clam. You want the heels lined up with your sit bone kind of lining up with the elbow that's on the mat or the extended arm. And we're going to take the hand to the hip and we're going to press on the circle and release. Press on the circle and release. I've got my ribs kind of softened back into my spine and I've got my low abs drawing in and up. And I'm really feeling it right up here at the top of my inner thigh. Press. Good. One more time. Good. Now, if we can lift the bottom knee up, but keep the feet on the mat and then press again. Ooh, just a little change, a little different effect. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Now we'll put the circle to the side. For now, we're going to lengthen our legs to the forward edge of our mat. And we're going to stack our hips and stack our shoulders, stack everything like right on top of each other like a sandwich. Lift up through this underside waist. Put your hand here for support. Your neck is long. We're going to lift this leg up just about hip height and we're going to bring it forward and back. So when you're doing Pilates exercises, you're focused on the control of the movement while you stabilize the rest of the body, right? So here I'm stabilizing my upper body, especially since I have that little sensitive area there. And I'm focused on moving from my hip and my core, staying nice and strong. When you move slowly this way, you really start to feel things and become aware, like when you're flinging things or when you're not in control. And I'm feeling my core muscles and my thigh when I'm coming forward. When I reach back, I'm feeling the glute muscle as I reach my leg back. All right? Now I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to hold it right over the bottom leg. I'm going to reach that leg out really long, reaching through my heel, and do a circle forward. Like that. Good. Staying parallel, meaning my toe and my heel are at the same height. And then I'm going to pause and go in the other direction. I'm going to reach, and I'm kind of looking at my foot, making sure I'm tracing a circle up and around, up and around. 3, 2, and 1. And then lowering that leg down. Nice. Let's go to the other side. So we'll bring the knees in. We'll just kind of come over to the other side. Propping up on the elbow or on that long arm, bring the toes to the forward edge and of your mat. Stack the hips. Stack the feet, stack the shoulders, press the hand here. Long neck up through this waist. It's never relaxing. And we lift that top leg up. And we bring the leg forward. And we reach back, feeling the glute muscle. And forward. And back. And forward. So I'm always monitoring my body. What did that shoulder pull forward? Is my hip stacked? It is just a total body awareness and control of your movement. Gives better quality. It's effective. There we go. And 2 more. Reaching back and one more. Nice. Now let's bring it right over the bottom leg and reach out through that foot. Parallel, we circle forward 1, 2, 3. Checking in. Doing nicely. And one more time. Ooh, I start to feel that in my hip. The slower I do this, I'm like, wow. It's just remarkable. Good. 3, 2, and 1. And lower that leg down. Very nice. Let's come up to sitting and just sit cross-legged. As you sit cross-legged in front, you feel a little bit of a hip stretch, which is really nice. So just kind of wiggle yourself from hip to hip with one leg in front. And then we'll bring the other leg in front, equal opportunity for each leg, each hip, and just wiggle the hips around, right? Sitting nice and tall. Okay, great. Let's do a little bit of hip mobility now. So I'm going to come on all fours. And as I'm on my hands and knees, I'm going to just take my outside leg here near you, and I'm going to bring it out to the side. And I'm going to tip the knee in and out, in and out. You see how I'm doing that? I'm moving from my hip. So when I tip out, my toes come together. When I tip my knee in, my foot presses out, essentially doing a little internal, external rotation of my hip. In, out, in, out. And if it feels better to come down on the forearm, you can do that rather than being up on the hands. I like it up on the hands because I feel it a little bit more. I also feel when my hips go uneven, so I'm not lifting a hip to get it open. I'm trying to keep those hips nice and level and my shoulders level. And then I'll come back to neutral and place that knee down. Now I'm going to lengthen this leg straight back behind me, flex through the foot, and I'm going to lift and down. Lift and down. I'm trying to stay very parallel, and I'm not concerned about how high my leg comes. I want to feel it in the backside here. Right there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And I'm going to bring that knee in, and I'm going to sit back toward my heels a little bit, just to stretch my back and to stretch the glute back there a little bit. Good. And we'll come up and we'll go to the other side. So I'm just going to flip myself around. And we're doing the other side. So we're arranging ourselves in a nice hands, knees position. And we're going to take this leg out to the side, and we're going to reach the knee inward, push the foot out, and then externally rotate. In, out, in, out. In with the knee, out with the knee. And you see my foot doesn't really deviate from the other foot, except when I'm pushing out. It comes right back to my heel. Feeling that in the hip. The hip is doing this work. All right? I say the knee out, but I mean the hip. You feel it turning outward, feel it turning inward. Good. And then we pause and we set the knee down. Lengthening the leg straight back, flex the foot, and lift it up, down. Now, if you're lifting and you're feeling it in your low back, you're probably lifting a little too high and not reaching the heel out enough. You want to really feel that heel pressing to the opposite side of the room behind you. So a few more. 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll bring that knee in, open the knees, and just sit back onto the heels a little bit. Good. Coming up to sitting, we're now going to work the quad a little bit. And this is a really interesting exercise. Challenging too, I will say. So if you prop the circle up like so, and you put your one ankle on the bottom, the other ankle is going to cross. And I want you to push your fingertips into the mat. This is great hip flexor work, quad work, core work. But I'm not feeling it in that sensitive area that I talked about. So we're still on lower body, right? So I'm pushing my fingertips into the mat, and I'm going to try to connect this foot up to the circle without leaning back. And you can see where I just lean back, but it is challenging. So I want to pull the abs in. I want to push my fingertips into the mat, and I want to lift that leg up and down, up and down. And if it feels better for you to reach back and keep yourself from leaning back and go up and down, do that, right? You should start feeling it right here in that thigh and in your core. It's almost as if you pull the stomach back when you're lifting the leg. Pull the stomach back to lift the leg, back to lift the leg. As you can see, that's making my cheeks really rosy. And 2, and 1. Ah, that is something. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Sometimes you can get a little cramp in there too, and you can just karate chop away. So fingertips into the mat. Okay, our core is strong. Our shoulders are down. We're going to take that leg and lift. And lift and tap the top of the circle. And lift and tap the top of the circle. And lift. Good. Keep with it. If you're getting a cramp, you can stop and kind of ease it out again. We're going to go 3 and 2. Oh my goodness. And 1. And we're going to rest. Ah, lovely. That is a very effective exercise. All right. Now, coming on your back, let's do a series of lower body stretches for the legs. So as we come on the back, we work the hamstrings and the glutes quite a bit in this small amount of time. But take one foot on the pad of the circle. You can keep the other knee bent and just reach that leg up to the ceiling and feel that glorious stretch in the back of your leg. Okay. Breathing, not rushing anything. And then open the opposite arm to counterbalance you out to the side as you move that leg towards you and out to the side, and the opposite knee going away from the leg to counterbalance. All right, so this knee is opening. I'm staying square through my hips. I'm not letting this hip come over. I'm lengthening my spine. Feeling a really great inner thigh stretch. Relax your shoulders down into the mat. And if your leg is up here a little higher, or even here, at least you're doing it, right? Remember, it's about just doing something. Come up, change your hand position, and you'll get a stretch for the IT band as you look to the opposite direction that you're pulling the leg. All right, so my leg is coming over one direction, I'm looking in the opposite direction, and I'm just feeling a nice stretch on the outside of my thigh, knee, calf. The IT band, the iliotibial band of your thigh, and then back to center. We're going to change sides, so we'll take the other leg in, stretch the hamstring. Feel that, just a little gentle pull toward your chest. And then open the arm, open the opposite knee, taking the leg over to the other side. Feeling that inner thigh stretch. Have to move a little bit here. There we go. And then coming up and changing Open the arm and counterbalance as you look the opposite direction from where you're pulling your leg to. Just feeling that gentle stretch on the outside of the leg. And then coming back to center. Good. Release the circle, put it to the side. Turn your palms up to the ceiling, put the soles of your feet together, and just open your knees out to the side. If that's not comfortable for you, just keep the knees bent and pointed to the ceiling. But you can feel this really nice opening through the hips, the inner thighs. The low back might arch a little bit. Palms up to the ceiling to open up your chest. And we'll finish with 3 good deep breaths. So we'll inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and really give ourselves a pat on the back for doing just a little bit of movement. Even though we might have been not feeling like doing it or having a little bit of issue in our upper body. Bringing the legs together. Hold behind one knee. Gently rock yourself up to sitting or roll over to one side and come up to sitting. Lengthen your spine and put your hands right on the front of your knees. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope this little lower body workout maybe inspired you to realize that you can work other body parts when some body parts are just not feeling good that day, or that you can do some gentle, focused movement when you don't really feel like it. It can actually feel really, really good. I'm Dee Potts, and I just love helping people with movement. It's not that hard. I want to make you feel like it shouldn't be drudgery taking care of yourself. I am a movement teacher, mainly in the profession of Pilates. I am a health and wellness coach, and I invite you to continue following along with me on my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And I wish you a great day. Bye-bye for now.